you'd like a glass of water or a cup of water, bottle of water?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you want anything to eat?
No.
Like I say, I can get you some snacks or something.
Water, so you got one for me?
Yeah, I've got one for you.
Okay.
I'll grab some earlier.
Paperwork. Never ends. Okay, so we got a couple recorders going just in case one fails. That's how we got extra one. And we got the video camera. My name's Eric. I'm a detective here with Broken Arrow Police.
Nice to meet you.
And, good to meet you. It's Robert, right?
Yes.
Okay, Robert.
You prefer Robert or Rob or?
Yeah, just Robert.
Just Robert?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is Detective Brianna Russell. She works with me. So what I got here is your notification of rights, just like you see in here on TV. What I'm gonna do is you look at 1 through 5 for me, and I'm gonna read them to you, just to make sure you understand. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to answer any questions or make any statement. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before we ask you any questions, and you have the right to have him with you during questioning him or her. Where did we go? Number 4. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, the court will appoint one for you before you are asked any questions. If you want to answer questions now without a lawyer being present, you may do so. You have the right to stop answering questions at any time. So you understand 1 through 5 as I read them to you?
Yes.
Okay, were you able to see them and kind of read them yourself as I was doing that?
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay, good. Read along with me, I'll say it out loud, this waiver here for me. I have read the statement of my rights shown above. I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to answer questions and make a statement. I do not want a lawyer present at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure of any kind has been used against me. If you agree with that, so if you understand your rights 1 through 5, and you agree with this waiver, sign right here for me.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, let me get those off. You're not gonna do anything crazy, are you?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Man, they got you pinned up in here, man.
Yeah.
Dang. Let's see. I always go the wrong way each time. So the other way. Alright. I'm just gonna do both of them so you can be comfortable, okay?
Okay.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Let's just do this. Hang on. Now I'll be able to reach it. There we go. Okay. Gosh, I should have said something sooner.
Almost got used to him.
And then if you'll read questions 1 through 4 and answer them for me off to the side.
Okay, how much formal education do you have? High school diploma.
How long ago did you get that?
Earlier this year, actually, maybe 3 months ago.
Is that when you finally got it in the mail or when you actually
Yeah, when
finished?
I was finished in April, and that's when I was considered graduated. I got the diploma about 4 weeks later.
Okay.
Presently on ADR's medication.
Are you supposed to be on any medications?
I've never been to a doctor or anything, so I
Okay.
don't understand.
Okay, good. So you got a high school diploma, you're not present, you said no. Are you presently on any drugs or medication? Under the influence of alcohol, you said no. And you speak and understand English, you said yes. Seems you're truthful there. The rights 1 through 5 that you read and that I read aloud, you understand those, right? So if you want an attorney, you just gotta tell me, okay? What we're gonna do is we just want to sit here and talk about what happened. I'll ask some questions, you can ask me questions, she'll ask some questions. If at any time you're uncomfortable or you decide you don't like us, just tell me and we'll stop. I won't get mad, nothing crazy is gonna happen. Or if you have a question and you're like, man, that doesn't make sense, I don't understand, let me know. Or if you think you need an attorney to help you make a decision, just let me know. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. So like I said, we wanted to kind of talk about what happened last night. Can you kind of run me through what happened?
Okay, just last night?
Well, okay, let's do this. Let's go back to the beginning, because we know some crazy stuff happened last night, and I've heard and talked with your brother, and I know that you guys kind of talked about it before and had some planning. So start there, where you came up with the idea and what you were thinking and what happened.
Okay, well, it actually was when I was about 13, and I had always, my parents always beat me until I wished I was dead, but then I had this idea, what if they were dead instead? And so I just kept that thought in my head for some years, and then I finally convinced my parents to let me leave the house and walk down to Micah Tech and get a job. So I started saving up money, got a few $1,000s because I didn't have any bills, bought some leisure stuff, but I also started buying body armor. And I was buying body armor on the off chance that I would ever get to use it, like if I could ever get out of there. But after so many months, I quit Micah Tech and I was like, okay, I figure I have about enough money now to make this happen. So my brother had already asked me about the body armor. He had kind of a similar interest in it. I was like, sure, I can buy you some too.
He had a similar interest in the body armor?
He has similar interest in the body armor. I found out from late night conversations with him that he also had an interest in murder. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'll buy you your armor aid. And the packages kept coming. I kept having body armor showing up, and my parents were like, why are you stockpiling body armor? I never told them. When I only had my helmet and my plate carrier, though, I came into my dad's office one day, and I just looked at him and I said, this is my life preservation rig. And I could tell he was really angry because, he didn't want me buying stuff like that. He was kind of like glaring at me.
How long ago was that?
A few months ago.
Okay.
So when did you start buying body armor?
I bought the plate carrier, I think it was either really early this year or sometime last year.
Okay.
And I had to agree to some kind of little waiver that apparently nobody pays attention to that said, yes, I'm over the age of 21. It's like, well, you actually only have to be 18 to buy body armor, but for some reason it said, yes, I am over the age of 21, and so I was worried for a while. I didn't buy anything else because I wasn't sure if I was even going to get this plate carrier. And I was like, well, I have to do this without body armor. Okay. Anybody could lay me out. But then he arrived and I started getting more bold about it. I bought myself a helmet from this veteran.
Did you meet him online or something, or how did you...
I didn't actually know him, but I could tell this guy wasn't like a seller who was reselling old helmets he found. This was like the only one he had in stock.
Okay.
Same with my brothers. These were
Was that on eBay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But these were personal sellers, and I thought it was really nice that they would sell me these helmets. And his ended up being too big because when the Chinese faceplates got here, they wouldn't fit under his helmet. And it was like sticking out, and he was like, I can't see out of this thing. So I was like, okay, after we kill him, I'll take a saw and I'll cut the corners off so it fits in there. And he's like, okay, fine. So that's why we weren't wearing the masks when we were caught, because I never had time to doctor them.
Okay.
But otherwise, after that, I got myself a balaclava. I didn't want to get helmet hair.
Yeah.
I got myself some Kevlar sleeves which I did use last night, actually saved me because they kept trying to bite my arms.
Really?
And those sleeves stopped them. It was, you know, they were like trying to take a chunk out of my flesh, but those sleeves stopped them.
Dang. Did you still have those on when you got caught?
No, they were so soaked with blood, I just stripped them off and threw them on the floor.
Oh, so they're in the house somewhere?
Yeah, they're in the house, near my closet with the rest of my rig. But, I got myself some Kevlar gloves with the hard knuckles, injected knuckles. I was only using one last night, one to go over their heads so they couldn't bite me.
Okay.
And then this was my knife hand, and it was bare.
Okay. What kind of knives did you have?
Like in 2013, I bought myself I want to say it was 11-inch, an 11-inch hunting knife from Survivor Knives.
Okay.
And then about a few weeks ago, I ordered a 15-inch hunting knife.
Okay.
And I used those. I also had a pear knife. It was a little tiny surgical blade.
Okay.
That's what I started out using. I got that as a sample at like Razors or something so many years ago.
Okay.
I don't know why I held on to it, but it broke. I tried to use it.
Okay.
But that was about all I was using.
So you guys got, you got the kind of the body armor, the helmets, the masks, then you had the knives, and during all that time you kind of talking with your brother about this stuff too?
Yeah, we were talking about when to do it. Originally we were thinking September, got bumped back to August. Finally we were like, nope, let's do it this week, let's do it on Thursday.
And why did you decide on Thursday?
Because I was trying to pack everything in. See, the last thing I ordered were some leg armor.
Okay.
From a Riot Gear set. We got those, so now we have full rigs, and I was like, okay, what else we need? We need guns.
Okay.
So I went on the official Mossberg website. I found a real nice Mossberg 590A one.
Okay.
With the stock, and I ordered that. It was only about $529.
And you paid, do you have like a debit card or credit card or something?
Yeah, I was using my debit card. I paid cash for everything. I stopped working at Micatech after I got so many thousands of dollars, so I had like a budget for this. It's in my book.
Your book?
Yeah, I have a little book in a lockbox underneath my bed.
Okay.
It talks more about it.
Just that lockbox, how do you unlock it?
It's already unlocked.
Okay.
It was just three dial combinations on each side, but it's already unlocked.
Okay.
I was just making the last entry before we did it.
Okay.
Um,
So you ordered the shotgun, how was that gonna get here? Where was it going?
well, I already did my research. Funny thing was, we were originally planning to do this with knives, but then I found out you can order guns online, and that was just mind-blowing because my parents hate guns.
Yeah.
They were kind of a weird mix between some kind of liberal hippie and a conservative nut, because they were racist as all hell and homophobic, and they hated cops, and
Man.
I just hated everything about them. And for another thing, like my dad always told me, I gave you life. I'm your God.
Wow. Did they go to church or anything anywhere?
Never went to church. I don't know where they got all their ideas.
Huh. So, did your research and found out you could buy guns,
Yeah.
and you ordered this shotgun. How did that work out?
It worked out fine. It took like 2 minutes. And it said, okay, your shotgun's on its way. It went to the shop. It was the first one to arrive, and I got a call from down there. He was like, your order's ready to pick up. Of course, I'm not allowed to leave the house, so I was like, okay, well, I have like 2 more guns on the way, so if I could just come down and pick them all up at once, he'd be like, sure. So then I went back on it, and I ordered 2 automatic Glock 41s, one for me, one for my brother.
Okay.
And those took a little longer to ship, but finally I got the call saying, okay, all your packages are ready to pick up. So I was So I decided, okay, I'll pick them up after we kill them.
What about ammunition and bullets?
Yes, I was just getting to that.
Okay.
It was like 3 days prior, and I was like, how am I gonna get those guns? So I was like, okay, we'll pick them up after we kill them. And I was like, now all we need is ammunition. I found this website, bulkammo.com. They do like 2-day shipping on thousands of rounds of ammunition. So I bought 2,000 rounds of 45 caliber ACP total metal jacket ammo for the Glocks. 1,000 rounds for me, 1,000 rounds for my brother. And I bought some 250 rounds of 00 buckshot for the Mossberg. And they're gonna arrive sometime today. They're coming to FedEx. Yeah, they're coming to the house.
Wow.
It's gonna be a shock for that FedEx guy.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullets.
Oh, he's gonna flip. They almost sold guns to him.
God. How did you know what kind of ammo to pick and stuff? Did you just research that too?
Because my parents hated guns so much, that kind of made me a gun enthusiast.
Oh, okay.
I've always liked guns.
Okay. I like guns too, they're pretty cool. I mean, we get to shoot a lot. What,
I wanted to join the Marines for a while, but my parents were like, you want to throw your life away?
huh.
So you say you weren't allowed to leave the house. What do you mean by that?
They didn't want me going anywhere without a good reason, and they wouldn't let me get my driver's license. So I was in the house all the time. Nobody left the house unless Mom went to the store to buy more groceries. She'd buy like a week's worth of groceries at a time. And then, my dad only left the house once or twice a week, and my mom never left the house. None of us did.
And when did you quit working at Mike Attack?
In January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was about when I figured I had enough money, and I figured it up pretty well for a while there. My budget showed that I was going to have $1,300 spending cash after all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, what are we going to do with all that money? I think I should buy another gun. My brother's like, I don't need another gun. I was like, okay. You think you can manage with pistols? He said, I know I can. I was like, fine. If I bought an assault rifle or something, for one thing, everybody would be off about, like ban assault rifles in Oklahoma or something. So then we had this idea, we would go to another state to do the shooting.
Okay.
We do the knife spree here, go to another state, do the shooting, so Oklahoma wouldn't have any backlash on its wonderful gun laws.
Did your brother have a bunch of knives too?
Yeah, he had a little flip open serrated knife and like a 13-inch hunting knife.
Okay.
He also had like a little 6-inch dagger, both the little one and the 13-inch. I think he also got them from Survivor. So.
Okay. And so you guys decided Thursday night, well wait, what is today? Is it Thursday? Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
So you guys, so this happened well I guess it was Thursday at midnight. Is that?
Yeah, we waited until after midnight. I think. Was it 11?
So you guys, so you decided you were going to kill everybody in the house.
Mm-hmm.
How did you plan that out? Who was doing what? Did you like plan all of it out and this is how we're going to do it and this is?
Yes, we had every single little detail planned out.
Can you tell us about those?
Yeah. First, after midnight, after everyone was in bed except my mom and my sister, Michael was going to invite my sister back to the room. He was taking one of his old laptops apart, and he was going to show her, and I was going to sneak up behind her, put my glove over her mouth, and slit her throat. And I did, but she just got real wide-eyed and started screaming. I was like, killing them isn't as easy as I thought. And there was blood everywhere, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so I just went crazy stabbing her, threw her on the ground.
Well, tell me, because I want to know what you guys planned to have happen, and then we'll have you tell us what really happened.
That part went about as planned up until the fact that she didn't die right away.
Okay.
We thought it was gonna be quick and quiet. We had laid out a little towel on the floor
So
to
she was
drop
supposed
on.
to just,
But she made such a huge bloody mess.
so she was supposed to go quiet and quick, and then what was supposed to
We
happen?
were gonna drag her body into the closet, then we would go into the family room, and I would do the same thing to my mom, and she was sitting on the couch,
Okay.
and she was gonna have her back turned. Instead, she came bursting into our room after hearing all the screaming. So, at that point, the little tiny pair knife had broke while I was stabbing my sister.
Is that what you used to cut her throat with? Was the smaller one?
Yeah, because it was like a surgical blade.
Okay. And so you said you cut her throat, but then you start screaming, blood going everywhere, and so then you start stabbing her? Where did you stab her?
That's where it gets complicated because I'm still trying to remember all the details of because, you know, when I saw somebody move, I just started jabbing at them.
Okay.
And I wasn't making any expert stabs, I was just trying to get them to stop moving.
Okay.
So,
So you just stabbed her a bunch of times, do you think?
yeah, but it made my arm so tired that by the time we were getting out of there, I couldn't lift this arm.
Wow. And was that before your mom had come in there?
No, I was still ready to go. I was like, you know, it's too late to stop. So when she came in there, I dropped the handle for the broken pear knife. I took my 11-inch hunting knife.
Where was that?
It was right there. I had all, before we started, I took my soft vest, my sleeves, my balaclava, my gloves, and my arm protectors. I laid them out on my bed and I put my sheets over them. And when it was time, I just slipped it all on. Except the balaclava, I decided to skip that.
So the second knife that you had, were you wearing it on your side or something?
No, I had them laying there because
Oh, I
I didn't
see.
want to have to take them out of the sheath.
Okay.
I just scooped it up and I chased my mom into the hallway. And I saw my little brother coming out of the room smiling like,
Who was
"What's
that?
going
Which one
on?"
was that?
Christopher, the little blonde one.
How old is he?
He was 10.
Okay. So he comes out kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, he was like, "What's going on?" And then he sees me start stabbing mom and she's screaming. And he was like, and I managed to stab him in the arm and he took off running out and where he went.
Okay. Where did you stab your mom?
First I stabbed her in the stomach. I did kind of a low blow swing at her. And then I started going for her throat, but I think I missed and I hit her in the jaw or
Oh
something.
gosh, okay. Was she up trying to grab you? Was her hands
Oh
out?
yeah, she was fighting. She was really fighting.
Did her hands get cut?
She started trying to bite my arms
Wow.
and my hand, and she tried to wrestle, and I found my hand. I was stronger than her.
Yeah.
But you know
What the hell was Michael doing?
Michael? Since at that point nothing was going like we planned, it was amazing because he helped me out so much. He pretended to be really freaked out and scared. He was like, "Robert, what are you doing?" And Mom was screaming, "Call the police." And Michael was like, I'm calling the police. And as I was walking away from her, and Michael whispered in my ear, "Michael." So,
Okay.
and yeah, the whole time nobody knew he was in on it until he took out his knife and started stabbing my little brother and sister too.
So you stabbed Mom in the hallway.
But she was still alive, and I dropped that knife next to her because I
Was the sister, is it the first one?
Mhm.
Was she dead?
I thought she was. I really thought she was, but I lost track of her at that point.
Okay, so then let's go back to Mom. So then,
I thought that she would just lay there and bleed out. So I just tossed that knife aside. My hand was starting to get tired, and I just had to wrestle with her. I had these bite indentations in my Kevlar sleeves.
okay.
I was like, wow, glad that didn't go through.
Man.
My little brother and sister barricaded themselves in the bathroom and locked the door. My other brother barricaded himself in my dad's office. And Michael came up and started hammering on the doors and he was like, "Let me in, he's gonna kill me." And they opened up. And so my brother took the ones in the bathroom. I came in and gave them a few stabs to make sure they were down.
In the bathroom, what did, you said Michael took the ones in the bathroom, what did he do?
He stabbed him a few times. I mean, he didn't have the arm strength I had or something because it wasn't enough. They were still laying there screaming, but he was like, and he was like holding his hand and he was like,
What did,
Which two were
yeah,
there?
that's-
Victoria, second littlest girl, and Christopher Leonard stabbed in the arm earlier.
So Victoria's how old?
She was 5.
and Christopher is,
10.
and they're in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets them to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And do you both go in, or are you just kind of still in the hallway and he goes in?
Well, I was waiting for my other brother to open up my dad's office door. I was going to take that one.
And
but,
which brother was in there? I'm sorry.
Daniel.
Okay. Too many brothers and sisters.
I think they were doing it for the tax benefits because they hated all of us. They would, I mean, my 10-year-old brother, like, he didn't, like, turn off the upstairs. Like, he had a similar situation I had when I was his age. That's so weird. When I was his age, I forgot to turn off the light in the game room upstairs before I came down. So my dad grabbed me by the shirt and he picked me up and he dragged me up the stairs and he threw me on the ground. He was like, "That costs money." And with my brother Christopher, he dragged him down the stairs and started kicking him around on the floor. And
How long ago was that?
with him,
Mm-hmm.
earlier this year. See, I was really getting fed up with it.
Why didn't you ever like call the police or something?
About 3 years ago, my mom slapped me so hard, I left cuts down both my cheeks, and I took pictures on my phone. And I had the lady from Youth Services in my contacts because I knew everybody down at the Justice Center. I volunteered there, and I was like, okay, I gotta end this. But I didn't send it because I was like, no, someday I'm gonna take care of this myself. And I was like, it just didn't feel like that would do enough justice. And, you know, I was really sure that they wouldn't get in enough trouble for the way they treated us. So I went vigilante. I never sent pictures. Scars went away.
Okay.
Mom thought I was hilarious, called me the Joker for a while.
Sounds like that was pretty traumatic for you.
Well, I took care of it. I don't feel bad anymore.
Well, so you said you were waiting to go into the office. Did you see Michael? You said he stabbed your brother and sister that were in the bathroom?
I just saw when the door opened, he like kicked it open, did a like macho cowboy kick, leaned back and kicked the door open, I think knocked my sister down, and he just went in there with his knife raised, and I could hear it.
Okay.
I hate the sound of a knife hitting bone. It's like,
Yeah. So, and then what did you do? You went into the office or something?
No, because he refused to open up. I think he could see my blood-stained socks underneath the door. So I did a little tactical thing. I leaned up against the wall next to the door, and my brother came out, and he started hammering on the door, and he was like, he did the same thing. He was like, "Let me in, he's gonna kill me." And while he was doing that, I went into the bathroom, stabbed them, made sure they were dead, walked back out.
Where did you stab them in the bathroom? That was Christopher and Victoria? Is that
Yeah,
right?
but they were so little, I think I just stabbed them in the chest and my knife went right through them.
Okay. They were still alive when you went in there though?
Yeah, they were screaming.
But they had
Really.
both been stabbed by Michael?
Yeah, they were laying there in their blood.
Okay, and screaming and stuff.
Mhm.
And then you stabbed them, and then did they die? Or they quit screaming?
No, they kept screaming. I don't know when they stopped screaming. There was a lot of screaming going on.
Okay.
But anyway, finally, my brother in Dad's office opened the door just a hair, and my brother put his hand in there and pried the door open. He was like, "All yours?" So, okay. I walked in there and I bent him over. I bent Daniel over, and he was like, "What are you doing? I'm with you." I was like, "I'm not going to give you a knife." So I just I think I stabbed him in the stomach or something several times and threw him down. And I thought he was dead, but then the alarm went off because my parents had already set the alarm for the evening.
The siren was going off?
Yeah, the siren was going off, but only for like a split second, and my brother ran to the console and disabled it. He told me, "Crystal's going outside."
And she's the first one?
Yeah.
From the bedroom?
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" My mom had drug herself all the way to a couch. She was laying there still saying, "Why isn't anyone calling 911?"
Did someone get a phone at some point?
Yeah. At some point, after I came back inside, my mother said, "Well, one of them called the police."
Okay, well then go. So, Michael tells you that Crystal's gone outside, so then what did you do?
I followed her outside, and I found her laying there in the grass.
In the front yard?
And she was just laying there, and when I came close to me, she started saying, "My brother did this to me." I was like, "Shh, shh." And I scooped her up, and then she looked and saw it was me, and she started thrashing and kicking, and I tried to carry her back inside, but she kicked herself out of my arms, collapsed back in the grass. I was like, I hate to do this in front of the neighbors, but I started strangling her. And it seemed like forever I was just laying over her, just looking at her, and she...
Did you just have blood all over you at this point?
I was soaked in blood.
Your hands and...
So was she, and I was just like, the neighbors are gonna see this. But I just laid on top of her throat for a while until she made a gurgling noise, and I thought, well, that's gotta be it. So I was so tired I could barely stand up. I pulled myself up and I staggered back inside, and I just left her there. I was like, I can't move from inside. I came back inside, and I was still holding my 15-inch hunting knife. I had switched to that one because it's a straight blade. Stabbed through them a lot easier than the other one because it was kind of curved. It was like for skinning or something. It didn't stab as well as this one. So I was holding that one, and while my brother was telling me something about, well, one of them called the police, because now they're coming. He said it was on his phone. Somebody had called 911, so he said he just destroyed the phone. And he said, we gotta forget the ammo, we gotta forget the guns, we gotta get out of here. And then I heard this voice go, "Robert!" And it was my dad coming down the stairs. After all this, he's finally woken up. He was asleep upstairs. And he started coming down, and I was like, "C'est la vie." I walked back into my room and waited for him to come around the corner, and he came in there and he was like, "What are you doing?" He was all flexing and everything. So I just jumped on him and started stabbing him, and he was like, "Why are you doing this?" And he said something along the lines of, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you first." And I think I got him in the lung or something, because I only had to stab him a few times, and then he gurgled, and that was that. So I just, and that was all of them. So I tossed my knife down. Michael was back there. He was like, "Get your armor, let's go."
Where was Crystal still outside?
Yeah, she was still outside, and I was stripping off my bloody socks. And I reached up into my drawer and took out some new ones, put it on, slipped on my boots, and I said, "Michael, I can't really get up." And he said, "Did you get hurt?" And I said, "I'm just so tired." And I said, "Crystal's on the front lawn. Could you drag her inside?" And he said, "I'm on it." And apparently he drove her into the front entryway. While I was, I picked up all 4 steel plates, my helmet, his plate carrier. I was already wearing my plate carrier. And I walked into the living room next to the entryway, and I was like, oh, where are the keys? And he said, they're in Mom's purse. I said, where's Mom's purse? He said, she had it hidden somewhere. It's like, we don't have time for this. And we really didn't, because like a few seconds later, somebody was banging on the front door and they were yelling, open up. And the started crying and saying, I can't. I was like, she's still alive. And at that point, I couldn't kill her, because if she could survive all that, I was like, okay, you deserve to live. Good for you. So I just walked back the other way, and Michael was like, we're gonna have to ditch the vehicle. You know, they're gonna be all over the place out front. So I was like, then follow me. And I started putting the plates in my plate carrier. No, he started putting the plates in his plate carrier, but I was still carrying my two. And we went out the back door, and I had him hold my plates while I jumped to the fence. Then he handed me the plates, he jumped the fence. We started walking down to the park. I dropped one of the steel plates, but I was too tired to pick it up. I was staggering and I couldn't lift this arm. I was carrying everything under this arm. I had my helmet under this arm at some point, but then I put it on. And we went all the way into the forest, and I slid off the gravel path at one point into some thorns and got all cut up, and Michael was like, follow my voice and crawl back up here. And I used my plate to heave myself up. I was like, claw myself up.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally got back up on the path, and I was just laying there for a moment. And I was like, okay, well, we did the main part. Shooting wasn't really important. And Michael said, it was out of our control. I was like, that was a lot harder than I thought. They did not die easy. And Michael said, well, at least they're gone. The world's a better place. And I was like, yeah. And it gave me the strength to get up and put my plate in my plate carrier. We kept going down the path, and Michael was like, wait, I don't need my back plate. He took it out and he like flung it to the side, and he was like, now they'll go that way, see? And I was like, okay, I still need to rest. So we cut off into the woods, down just a narrow dirt path. And then after we felt like we had gone far enough down there, we stopped on a riverbank and laid down, and I stripped my steel plate carrier off, because it was getting too heavy on my chest and I couldn't breathe. I was wearing the soft vest under my shirt, and then I was wearing the plate carrier, and it's fine for walking, but laying down those plates,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm just too small of a person to hold that kind of weight. So I stripped it off and left the plate carrier, and Michael was like, you gonna leave your plate carrier? And I was like, no, I might carry it. So I just need to rest for a moment. So I took my helmet off and I laid it down and I used it as a pillow. I don't know how long I laid there. Michael started throwing up, and I was like, yeah, just give it a moment, you'll be fine. I patted him on the back and I said, it was a pleasure doing this with you. You're the only one who understands. And then we saw flashlights, and so I said, lay down and be very still. So we did, and that's when we got caught.
Okay. When did you know that the cops were there? When did you first know the police were there?
I heard sirens sometime while we were down crossing the park to go into the forest, and Michael was like, you think that's them? You know it's them.
Mm-hmm.
What else could it be?
A dog came up on you? Police dog?
Yep, dog came up on us, and I heard a bunch of shouting. I couldn't tell what they were saying at first. Finally they said, like, get on your stomach and show us your hands. And we both complied and said, yes sir. Showed them their hands, and then one of them like yelled knife boot or something, and the dog started attacking my brother. I was like, what are you doing? And I heard one of them yell, there, you see that knife there laying in the dirt next to him? I was like, Michael, you brought your knife? Well, I guess he wanted to keep going. He's stronger than me. He's got a lot more will to him.
So, so then you got caught. let's go back real quick. How was it supposed to go down? What was the plan?
The plan was so stupid, but this was my first homicide. And what was really supposed to happen was I would stealthily slit my sister's throat, lay her down, just let her bleed out silently with no way of screaming because her throat was cut, I thought. And I thought we would just lay her down, slide her into the closet. I would go in, put my glove over my mom's mouth, slit her throat, just leave her there. Michael was going to go in with his knife, and he said hopefully Victoria, the 5-year-old, would still be in bed, and he said he would just strangle her or something. He said she would be real easy, and then we'd go upstairs. Little boys probably wouldn't wake up because this was happening on the other side of the house. Figured we would put on our balaclavas and dressed in all black. We would sneak upstairs, and while our father was sleeping, we would kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And I had string tied around my ankles and my jeans at one point so they wouldn't rustle. It was,
Yeah.
I was like, please, what are we, ninjas? Apparently not.
Just to be quieter.
Yeah.
Well, and then if that had all gone perfect, killing all of them in the house, because there's the baby, right? The toddler?
Yeah.
Was there plans what about killing her?
I figured I would just chop her head off with my axe.
Okay.
So.
And that would have been everybody in the house then?
Well, no, we'd have to go downstairs and kill the boys, but.
Oh, the boys, okay.
They didn't have cell phones, they wouldn't know what was going on.
And then what would you have done if everything went that way?
What was supposed to happen, because I had no idea it would be such a big bloody mess, we were going to line them all up on a tarp, clean up the blood. I was going to make a video interview with me and Michael in front of the bodies, talking about why we did this, what our future plans were, a little bit of background about it. I was going to put the video on the flash drive and destroy my phone. We were going to destroy all the electronics in the house. I hate electronics. I was going to take the family vehicle up to Walmart. I was going to buy 8 tubs and 4 lids, double stack the tubs into 4 sets, chop up the bodies, put them in the tubs, and then put them in the attic. And then when morning came, the ammunition arrived, put them in the vehicle, drive up, pick up the guns, and then leave the state.
Mm-hmm. And what were you going to do once you got out of state? Did you have a destination?
We had no destination, but I bought a road atlas so we could look around. Kind of wanted to see America before we did this and go on a road trip.
Okay. And what were you going to do with all the guns and ammunition?
We were going to the Glock 41s are supposed to come with 1 spare magazine, 1 loaded, 1 spare magazine each. Load them up, keep 1 extra magazine with us, walk away from the vehicle from a secluded place, walk into a populated area and kill no more than 10 people, then walk away, start stripping off our armor, put them in duffel bags, put the guns in our backpacks. We were also going to make Molotov cocktails so no one would follow us. We'd just light the place on fire or something. Walk back to the vehicle, drive away, and see if we could do that. Hit a bunch of places, and 10 bodies would add up after a while, and maybe people would start to get some sort of idea this is the new thing.
So why would you want to kill so many people?
I've always been fascinated with the idea of killing people. Not that I have anything against people in general, but I figure if you kill so many people, you're going to kill some bad-minded people, some people that aren't contributing anything to society. And there's so many billions of people in the world, and each one of them think they're special, but they're not. And who's really gonna miss? Even if we killed 100 people, who's really gonna miss? I mean, that's only gonna affect so many other people. But it wasn't an angry thing. It was more like gonna be a hobby. We figured it up, and if we had managed to kill some people at another location, we would have fit like 5 different categories of murderers. We would have been like murder superstars or something.
Which categories were you gonna fit?
Family side, pseudo commando, spree killer, and I can't remember all of them, but those were the main ones. Those are the ones that I fancied. Oh, mass murder. Can't remember the last.
So you were gonna make this video?
Yeah.
And what was this video? What were you gonna say?
I was going to start out with my brother holding the weapons in the background, and I was saying, I'm just here in my house with my bloody weapons, but you know what I like a lot more than bloody weapons? These 4 tubs that I've got here to store my dead family members. And I'd give a thumbs up, and we'd sit down, and I'd turn to my brother and be like, so Michael, why did we do this? He would talk about why he thought we did it. We'd compare thoughts, and I didn't really have it planned. I just knew it was going to be good. Because whenever me and my brother sat down, we could brainstorm.
Okay.
Did you think like, so this video would become like kind of a pop culture thing and people would want to see it?
Yeah, we were planning on making 2 versions actually. One that just showed the tubs. It could be put on YouTube or something. The other one would show the bodies.
Okay.
So like a G-rated and a...
Yeah, because I still wanted people to see it.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
When you guys would brainstorm and talk about the murders and going from state to state, did you talk about like being able to see yourself on the news and social media and stuff like that?
That's why we didn't kill ourselves.
Oh.
We want to see the aftermath.
Oh, okay.
We want to see if it wakes anybody up.
What do you want it to wake them up and then realize?
Murder isn't really so bad. I mean, sure it's illegal, but what's wrong about it, you know? You see, I'm not saying I'm pegging for the death sentence here, but if you kill one person, you've paid society back. If you kill more than one person, what are they going to do? Kill you multiple times? It's kind of like becoming a god.
So do you think they all deserve to die?
My family, yes. They were very bad people. They were the bane of society. They made a system.
Even the 4-year-old?
Yeah, she was starting to show those traits. She didn't like me. She told me she hated me once. And my parents were like, I don't know, they almost seemed to support her. They were like, hey, you stay away from your brother. I never told her anything. She never saw my body armor. She just didn't like me. It was trendy not to like each other in the house. Fighting stuff.
Sounds like there was a lot of people in the house at all times. Kind of hard not to fight when you
Yeah, well, 18 years being cranked up with all those people.
So who did you kill?
Let's see. know 5 of them died. Shoot.
Or who did Michael kill?
I want to give him credit for 2 of them.
Which
Christopher and Victoria. I mean, they were still alive screaming, but they were already bleeding all over the place. They were little. It had taken very long.
Those were the 2 in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's the 2 youngest?
Yeah.
so you want to give him credit because they were already bleeding and screaming. Did he stab each of them multiple times?
I think so, yeah.
Were there some significant areas that he hit, or do you know?
I really don't know, but I mean, there was so much blood, and up until a few hours ago, I couldn't remember myself because it was like, up until the very second I stabbed my sister, my mind was like, it worked like clockwork. I was planning every second, working on every detail, thinking about the future, pondering philosophy, and whatnot. But the second I stabbed her, my mind went blank, and all I could do was keep stabbing people, and I wore myself out. It wasn't until about when, sometime while I was sleeping in the holding cell, that I started remembering what actually happened. I'm still thinking about it.
So if he killed those 2, then that means you killed Mom and Dad and Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you know that you killed those 3 people?
I saw their bodies. I saw them not moving. 2 of them gurgled. With Daniel, I think I got him through the lungs at one point, and Michael was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that, because once I got him through the lungs, he just collapsed. He was dead right there.
Okay. When you stabbed your mom, you said you kind of stabbed her in the stomach. Well, let me just ask it this way, I guess. When you were stabbing people, your intent was to kill them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Michael? When he was stabbing people, was that his intent? Was to kill people?
Well, that was the plan. He was supposed to kill so many of them. I was supposed to kill so many of them. When we were doing the shootings, he would take 5, I would take 5. Nothing went to plan.
But you guys had talked about that, and he had said, yeah, I'm going to kill so-and-so, and I'm going to kill this many people at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of how that happened?
Yeah.
Did you get any cuts on your hand from stabbing, when you were stabbing people?
No, I walked out of the house without a cut on me. I got all of these scrapes and cuts and stuff from when I collapsed while we were running.
Man.
I had stripped I had stripped the sleeves and gloves off, and that left my arms exposed.
Was there ever a time when you guys were planning this, or while it was going on, that Michael tried to stop you and said, this is dumb, or it's wrong, or anything like that?
No, he was my strength. He always told me this is what we were meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I did tell him, you know what, let me wait until I said, maybe someday I'll get out of here, and maybe I'll get some military experience or something so we can do this better. And he was like, what the hell are you talking about? And I was just like, you're right, I can't leave you here, and I don't know when I'll get out of here. So.
Was there ever another time where you wanted to back out?
No, I always knew we were going to do this.
Did you ever talk to anybody else about this besides Michael?
No, I mean, in general, I talked to some people about murder. There was this girl at work. I thought she was like me until I found out that she just liked to take stuff from people. She liked to get pregnant all the time, and she liked to take people's money. I gave her $40 myself, which I very much regret, but she liked talking about murder with me. I liked talking about murder. She would get threats at school sometimes, and she was crying, and I told her, why don't you let me kill them? And she was like, I'll take care of it myself. I said, are you going to kill them? She said, probably not. And I was like, that's so weak. And that was one of the last times we talked.
What was her name? Emily. Is she from here in VA or somewhere else?
Yeah. She lives in the neighborhood I used to live in, actually, a few houses down.
Where did you used to live?
Huh?
And where was that?
The Indian Springs.
Where this thing happened?
Oh, where this happened?
No, the other Indian Springs, one with like the red brick entrance.
Oh, okay.
You know, while I'm going downhill.
So, do y'all have any other family here?
I have an uncle somewhere out there. Two uncles actually. One of them ex-Navy. An aunt. I don't know if she's still in Kansas. A grandmother in Missouri and a grandmother in Florida. Another aunt, I think, is in Florida.
The uncles, are they here? Like in Oklahoma?
One of my uncles, I think, is.
Okay, what's his name? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anybody
Do you
else?
know?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you know where he works or anything about him?
All I ever knew is that he liked guns too, and I didn't really get to talk to him about it, but I always admired him for that.
Okay. Go ahead, sorry.
Was there anybody besides you talked to about killing people?
Only in kind of a casual, joking way. Oh, I hate people, I wish everyone would die sort of way online. But I don't really like talking to people online because they like to pretend to be people that they weren't. It's like, oh, I bet you're just some fat slob on the other side of that screen who's never going to kill anyone.
Do you have a computer of your own?
I have two laptops.
Where are they?
One is next to my PS4. The other one is on the shelf in my closet.
Okay. Do you use one or both? Or is like one an old one or a new one or something?
One of them is an old one that I stopped using when I got the new one. But I accidentally dropped the new one time and crashed the hard drive. So I had to go back to using the old one for a while, but then I bought a new hard drive for it.
For your new one?
For the new one, yeah.
Okay. Do you have, is it password protected, your laptops?
Oh, yeah.
Would you tell us the password for those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got it.
Maybe.
My phone is like phone print box.
Oh, is it like an iPhone or something?
It's a Galaxy S6.
And it reads your fingerprint?
It reads my fingerprint.
Oh, okay. But could you put in a code if you can't get it to do the fingerprint?
Yeah, it's the same password actually.
Oh, okay,
What's
cool.
your password?
That's a long password.
All my other passwords are randomly generated hexadecimal byte. They're just a bunch of letters and numbers that I can't memorize. I've got a notepad with it all on there though.
Oh.
And that's the same one for your phone also?
Yeah, for both laptops and the phone.
Do you know if Michael ever talked to anybody else about this?
I don't think so. He never had a job, so he talked to a few people than me, unless he talked to anyone online, but I don't know anything about that.
Either one of y'all in any groups online or?
No. Just like to follow what's going on with the Marines and Deputy Med and others who served in Terminal Lance and Citizens Against Cop Block. I just follow those pages though, I'm not like an active member.
So, I guess if you could get your message out there still, what would your message be?
If you know someone who isn't contributing to society, kill them. There's too many people in the world as it is. Every day there's more people in the world than there has ever been before, and they don't matter. If they're not doing good, kill them. Look at the position we were in. It was practically prison circumstances, and we were still able to do this, and we had so much more planned. Anyone can do it. Yeah.
So what do you want to do now?
I don't know. This is all I ever thought about. I mean, if I could just like go to prison, do community service, maybe get back to writing, die someday, and hope somebody remembers.
What do you think that Michael should do now?
He said he doesn't care. He said he didn't care if they shot him on sight. I mean, the dog got him, but they didn't shoot him, so. He never said what he wanted to happen, though. He said he didn't care, so that's up to him.
What do you think should happen to him?
I think he is stronger than me in will. He stayed much calmer than me, and he kept me going when I was feeling weak, and I think that he should be, if there was any way to rehabilitate him, he really deserves to be somebody's mentor in the world so he can make more good people, more useful people in the world.
Is there anything else that that you're leaving out, forgot about, or that you want us to know?
No, I think that's it. I have a full list of body armor and weapons on the flash drive on my keychain, with some background art I made.
Okay.
It's got like
Where's your keychain?
it's hanging on a nail next to the clock on the right side, right lower side of my shelf in my room.
And then you've got the notepad that's under your bed in the lockbox.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got kind of some writings about this?
I called it literary documentation. It's written kind of like a story / diary, but it's just, I was documenting what happened, and I made a list of the prices for all the body armor that we bought, and I made some diagrams for some bombs I thought up.
How old are some of the how far back does that go?
It only goes back about 11 days. I started documenting it. I started documenting it midway through our planning because I was like, you know, if we die, no one's going to know what happened. Nobody's going to know why this happened. They're not going to know half of it. So.
Okay. Would you be willing to write us a statement now with your story? Basically what you just told us, kind of starting at the planning stages, and this is the plans me and Michael made, and then this is what actually happened?
Well, that would be a long statement. Yeah, I could get started.
Okay. We got extra pages too for you. Let me fill some of this out. Okay, there's a pen, so grab your pen, and it's wanting you to put your name here. So if you write your name there for me, I'm gonna kind of walk you through this top part. Yeah, we gotta get you some better pens. I don't think that will be better. And I'm selfish with mine, I'll share it, sorry. And then it wants to know how old you are. Your date of birth.
Here.
Here you go. This is probably over there.
This messes up again. I'll change it.
Cool.
about 16.
You were born in the 1600s. And then it wants your address. What are we doing? Let me see here. This is wrong. Okay, so read that where it says I have been duly warned. Read that, both those paragraphs to yourself. It's kind of like what we talked about on this other form, kind of notifying you of your rights and stuff.
All right, you need me to read it out loud?
No, sir. And then once you understand that and you're agreeing to write us a statement, then you can just start writing here and then use the big lines on the back once you fill up this little bitty spot. And make sure you sign there for me when you get done and there. And we got more pages like this if you're gonna need it, okay?
Okay.
And you got a bottle of water there, so just take your time. Don't worry about spelling. I can't spell, so.
My writing is terrible. My literary skills were college level.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so we'll let you get started on that. Run out of paper yet? Oh, you know you're still doing good.
How's it going?
Just getting to the part where we were leaving the house.
Okay. Need anything?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.